the CEO in the building. You know what I mean? The entertainer, the event planner. You know what I'm saying? Miss Ness. Am I saying that correctly?
Good morning. Good morning. Ness.
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 Yes. Good morning.
Oh man, big name. Big name. Big name.
It's Anessa, short for Ness.
Anessa.
Yeah. You can do either one. No problem.
Okay. Well, you see, since this is her first time here on Bluemuthfuxing Monday on the Down to Earth Network. Yeah, EQ Sound Studio. This is us. This is Bluemuthfuxing Monday, and this is my guest. And I'm gonna keep it real. So, what was your morning regimen this morning? Was it like coffee, tea, water?
Yeah, I always do tea.
Was it
You
tea?
have to settle your better.
Okay.
You have to settle your better.
Are you more like home remedy tea or like Tim Horton tea?
No Tim Hortons. We just do like peppermint or chai.
Just peppermint chai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Learning to drink green tea without no sugar now.
Ah, okay. See, that's slowly.
Well, we don't do sugar. I do honey.
I'm slowly getting into that right now because my other significant keeps pushing me to the healthier.
Right, because sugar is like very addictive, like cocaine.
Oh man, it's the dope gang.
They both white. They both white.
Factos. Now, folks on my side are like, I should be getting more involved in the community, because I am coming from a hip hop background. As much as I love my reggae community, most folks would hop up on the chat and be like, oh no, you got reggae background. I'm a hip hopper. I went to every one of those reggae jams with some headphones.
Right.
Zone out, okay? Some maestro, you know what I'm saying? Some boot camp click, yeah, East Coast, yeah. But, because you're hip hop festival, you've probably come across a lot of homegrown local artists.
Absolutely.
No.
I grew up with Mishimi,
Dream
Dream Warriors,
Shout out to the man down. Yeah, classics.
Concept.
Hey, those are my guys.
Rumble and Strong. And we can even talk about all the actual sound systems. So from Chic Dynasty, TKO. Used to listen to Ron Nelson on, I think it was 88.1.
Now you see, this is the stuff that I try to bring to my people on my. Because when I was walking my dog and ranting about the world, I was always like, who is the people we need to get connected so we can build our own ecosystem? Because I feel like since Electric Circus era kind of died down and the whole we're done delivering CDs in the physical world, it's now everything's going digital officially. I feel like at that moment in time we lost touch in Toronto. Like our artists are now on the net now more so than trying to actually get people.
You mean in like TikTok and stuff like that?
Well, I'm just saying social media switched up the game at that point.
Right.
Where Electric Circus, at least, where there's dancing, there's music.
Right.
And then there's a wall somewhere, because then you got the graffiti people around the corner that brings more dancing.
So more elements to the...
Yeah, so like, I feel like even though that it wasn't solely hip-hop with Electric Circus, but I really look at that era, like, we came into Rap City, our own Rap City.
Right.
Master T, Mr. Young himself.
Right.
Another great veteran person.
Absolutely.
I feel like he didn't get his flowers when he needed his flowers, so he could grow his own thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I also believe that there was also other forces that are out there, such as racism, bigotry,
100%.
things like that, and
100%.
and also ageism.
Yes.
So that's
I'm now coming into that problem.
Right.
Ageism personally.
Right.
Yes.
So that, again, they looked at it and said, okay, it's your 20s and your 30s, and you shouldn't be a rapper or in the industry after 40. That doesn't make any sense to me. They do not do that to
rock and roll.
They do not do that to country. They do not do that to
bluegrass.
pop. Right.
Let's go straight to bluegrass. They do not do that to bluegrass music that's currently available in any church playlist.
That's right. They do not do that to gospel music. Yes.
Actually, they do. Because the skinism and the whole fact that some Filipinos are Orthodox and some Filipinos are just straight Catholic.
That's interesting, yeah.
But remember, that's the Filipino community.
Right.
They do the exact same thing to the black community. They do the exact same to the Cuban/Dominicans.
Yeah, I'm not in the church.
But that's what I mean. Like,
right, so you're telling me something I wasn't aware of. Yeah.
Has its own issues with skinism.
Colorism.
I don't know. But I always thought it's a church. You're supposed to welcome people regardless
Absolutely,
of how they
and
are.
not be
they
judgmental.
stay.
That's one of the reasons I'm not in the church. No offense to the church.
Listen, I rate a lot of these hip hop rappers. My problem is that you don't preach to the world. You preach to your community. Not a demographic, but your community. So you're specifically.
So be more open that up.
I look at it like this, guest. Hip hop is a fusion of everything and anything.
Yep.
You do not need some fancy equipment to make hip hop. You need someone to be like, I want to dance, and that dancing energy, I feel, is the essence of where hip hop brings in the graffiti now, and then the person brings in their own upbringing and their soul. And they put that on paper, they put it on a rhythm, they put it on a melody. Because I believe that's the essence of hip hop. It's coming from inside. It's not something you can really package and design.
Well, it's twofold. So let's unpack what you said, which is I do feel that it comes from African music, it comes from reggae, it comes from soca.
It's a fusion,
Right,
100%.
It's all together.
Yeah.
So that part of it we understand, but the other piece I'd like to talk about is it truly came from a birthplace of anger and rebellion. And you had nothing.
Facts. Hey, knowledge is knowledge.
Right, and you people like to say,
I like that.
Right, I failed. Okay, yes, you did, but what you just said is it's a lesson learned.
Yes, I'm only taking that from losing recently important pieces on the chessboard.
Right.
So losing those important pieces, I had to accept it as a loss. I could not talk my way around it. I could not feel any proud about it. Right now, it's definitely a brand new scar.
Yeah, but don't do it again.
And I know it's a scar,
that's it.
There's no way somebody's going to hustle me again that way.
Yeah, because you're not a failure. None of us are here failures.
I pray my pawns, make it to the other end, and because I know my pawns so well, each one, since they told me what they want, king, queen, rook, you know what I mean, knight. I already know what my pawns want.
Right.
Hopefully if I get them to the other side, it is what it is. But at this point in time, for hip hop's sake, I love being live. Love being live. For hip hop's sake, I feel like our community of hip hoppers have done the ageism too long now, where the internet has forced them into the I have to tour now energy. And it's not where I felt, because I've been doing the behind this stuff now for a little while, the gathering of information, talking to the artists right off the stage, and you know what I mean, being at conferences. It's now, to me, it's like, okay, well, if the banks and the private sector want to make money from it, I feel like, okay, you guys make your generic K-pop and you make your generic music, and now that organic energy, let's take the time to build the foundation now. Like officially, there is no electric circus for you to hang out at the back of the window and be like, hey, I got a shirt and I'm a rapper.
So I kind of disagree with you, because I feel like the older rappers right now, they need to make money. And the reason why, because back then, they were making it, and you're coming from a society that was broken or wasn't taught how to spend your money. I'm not saying all. Some spent it off, some kept some. But
I agree.
If there's a demand, make that money. And if there, like 2023, when we celebrated the 50th anniversary of hip hop, I went to 8 concerts.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this time and look at the people who I've never seen before, which is, I never was able to see, I think it was, oh my God, he was at Snoop, Warren G. No, not Warren G. Excuse me, not Warren G. Yes, Warren G. I apologize, Warren G. And I've never seen him live. So that for me was amazing. And I saw Snoop. I've gone to Snoop's 25th anniversary. I'm one of those kids, and I call myself a hip hop kid, even though I'm a grown adult.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a grown adult.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I can tell you, I've gone to Wu-Tang's first concert in Toronto in '92, and I have the pictures to prove. Okay. And I went to the 25th anniversary where ODB's son stood in for him, and I have actually a video for that. And I bought tickets for July. So for July, I can't wait for their final tour. I'm very excited, and I'm happy to see that again. they are still making money 30 years later.
Well,
so I don't think it's a desperation.
They built
There's demand.
Community.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the difference between
absolutely
between
I'm
Wu-Tang.
part of that community.
I'm just saying between me and hip hop.
Yes.
When I hear Wu-Tang, community.
Yes, absolutely.
Shout out to ODB.
Yes.
Wu-Tang's for the kids. Wu-Tang's for the kids. Wu-Tang's for the kids. Okay, so that's. But this is what I'm saying. This is where I feel like Toronto's element was at its strongest when we had our speakers corner, when we had our Rap City basement.
That I agree with.
Basement in the mind of Mr.
We were everywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like when it was in his mind where he was like, yes, I want a platform. I'm going to do this for my city.
Right.
I'm just saying that energy there is, I want to see
that come back. I agree with you.
Because like being there for the Dream Warriors event that we were both at.
Well, actually, so let's talk about that. That was the Canadian.
That was historical.
Yeah, that.
Could I say something? Could I say something?
Of course,
I wanted to ask this question. It was on my mind this morning. How long have you been archiving hip hop for Toronto?
Okay, so that's a great question. I actually was archiving and didn't know I was archiving. That's number one.
That's dope.
I collected the flyers from the 80s through the 90s. And mainly hip hop flyers, but of course I have some Caravana flyers. I have some R&B flyers. I have the mix of R&B and hip hop flyers. And honestly, I don't know why I did it.
I'm glad you did.
I know. I knew at the time, but I can't tell you now.
But you kept them.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
Yes.
You kept them.
And I don't know why.
I'm glad you did.
But I'm a weird kid too.
Okay, but what?
Because I do collect little things.
Okay, but wait. But do you collect things for memories?
Memories, not for okay. So this is a great question. I'm very nostalgic, so absolutely for memories. Did not know. Fast forward to 2025. That it would be archived not only with the Canadian Black Music Archives, but Toronto Archives. And Toronto Archives is big for a huge win for the hip hop community.
Yes, it is.
Because of the fact that those flyers, I collected them. I do not take any credit for them. Again, as you said, memories and
for the love and the creation.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
You know why I'm saying this? You know
why
I'm saying this is because the reason why I actually started this organization with Down to Earth Podcast and all of that is because I'm a fan of all music.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not a DJ. I'm not an MC. And you know what I mean?
But you're a Caribbean child who grew up with a lot of music.
A lot of music.
Parents. Exactly.
But I'm a visual person like yourself.
Yeah.
So I found my niche on a way of appreciation of music, on exposing artists in a good way. Letting them brag about themselves. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, listen, man. It's hard. Regardless, I'm saying in a general sense, it's very hard to brag about yourself. It seems
big time.
Like all the accomplishments you've made. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's super hard.
Now when we have these memories and certain individuals were involved, and they like, you still have that? Like, say for instance, like a CD or something, or a record, they're like, whoa, or a tape. They're like, that is like, it's more than gold to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, like, that's the way I look at it. I'm helping archiving my way of documenting what I'm doing as well. For my way.
Archiving right now.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
He started archiving because when I happened to be introduced to him, he just, the idea just started, I would believe he would say, like in the first month, 2 months, and I met him. And
right.
As a guy on the outside looking in, I was like,
so you guys came together organically?
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes, because the guy looking in, I didn't think he was so tech savvy. I just thought he was friendly and people gravitate to him.
Yeah.
Boy, when I found out he was like Inspector Gadget, I was like, dang.
That's being creative.
I found found my Batman.
That's great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then the worst part is, without communicating
and look at
with
you,
him,
you're giving him the Batman.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like
I love
found
that.
my
There's
Batman.
no ego.
But pretty much, he's giving me the bat. I'm giving him more the Punisher. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy in the van. You know what I mean? And I'm saying I'm gonna give you the artillery what you need.
But to touch on your point, I like that the two of you guys, as I said, it's organic. Like you're not. There's no ego. There's okay, I'm gonna one up you, and that the jealousy or the hate. Like you guys are working together. That's it. Yeah.
He helped me take my ranting on Facebook. Okay.
Right.
He took and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a little bit of this and a little bit of that." And the worst part is, he did it like a typical Niji. He didn't even let me know he was doing it. He made it so organic that by the time I caught on, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm doing this now, and I'm doing that."
Well, we said it early. What starts out of nothing becomes.
I'm looking at it now.
Something.
One of my relatives were like, "So when your cousin was trying to get you to do all that, the exact same stuff you're doing right now, why didn't she fail?" And I'm like, "She didn't fail. We were just busy." Yeah. And then I really looked into it, and I was like, "Wow."
You saw a second chance and you took it.
Damn. He did. Damn.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. If I'm gonna do this interviewing thing, I'm gonna keep it organic. I want someone who doesn't come to Toronto ever in their life to see this interview and be like, "I want to come to Toronto. I want to party with you guys. I want to chill with you guys. I don't know, but just show me what to do in Toronto."
Right.
That's
absolutely
the energy I want. Just like how breakfast television originally was.
Yeah, that used to be fun. Yeah.
And everybody used to want to wake up and put on breakfast television and be like, "Oh my gosh, I should try this. I should do that. Kids get ready." You know what I'm saying? I got relatives that used to bang some hardcore NWA, Ice Cube. They're banging their hardcore West Coast music to breakfast television.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And now to see them have kids now and see their kids going, like, I'm watching it and repeat and I'm looking at them like, ha 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 ha, you're like your parents.
Well, that's why I created the Hip Hop Festival. It's not about me. It is about the culture.
Yes.
And I love that we have not only DJs, which it spawned from.
Yep.
But then it became other things that were creative, such as graffiti, beatboxing, an actual MC.
Folks,
you know what I mean?
Come on, you gotta understand.
And then you have we can't forget the breakers, dance.
You gotta have the graffiti guys, like.
It didn't spawn from just one thing. It was able to get. We were able to get 4 or 5 things from it, and I love that.
The rebellious energy.
Yes.
That struggle, that beautiful struggle, folks. This is what I miss about Toronto's hip hop. That's the only thing I really miss. Because once they took Speaker's Corner away, I was like, okay, the average person does not have a chance no more. Shout out to Bare Naked Ladies. You guys killed it, okay? Like,
yeah, I remember that.
Like, I ain't gonna say nothing Mike Myers, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing. Celine Dion's hubby.
Oh, wow, he was on there too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, man. So, I'm a Torontonian. I'm a street kid too, so like, I ain't gonna play around. Like, I miss that energy of our downtown Toronto because, like, okay, quick story. Sorry, folks, I'm gonna have to get into this.
Yeah.
How do you remember 2009? Good or bad? Well, hold on, let me finish my story before you answer that.
Okay, yeah.
So my 2009, because I'm coming off of 2008, partying around with some fans and going around doing crazy things that I'm not supposed to be talking about on the internet, so I won't bring no names. I'm doing all that.
No dry stitching.
Crazy idea now. Holler at the whole family. Let's go to Nathan Phillips Square in January and bring in the new year. Okay?
It's cold.
I'll tell you, the last few New Years, minus 2005 New Year's, that was cold as hell.
Yeah.
2008's New Year was pretty darn warm, and I was like, oh, Canada, yeah, let's do this, folks. Long story short, we end up getting there, and this is the first time I really started to pay notice to my city outside of being a Regent Park kid. I'm like, man, if I come down here as a guest, I'd be like, this is a ghost town. This is not normal Toronto. Where are all the youth? There is no youth energy out here. it can't be this blistering cold weather when there's so many universities surrounding our downtown core. So many homes in our downtown core.
Right.
This is crazy. You're going to tell me it is 2008 going into 2009 and everybody left the country? No way. There was so less people that year that the streetcars and the taxis were getting through. It wasn't like before where it's like butt to butt, no to no, nobody's moving. Streetcars are like, hey, you guys need to move out my way. Like none of that this year. So we got there early. We're drinking outside, smoking whatever, and we're watching it. And it's like the year prior, I know I didn't come to Nathan Phillips Square, but the 07 year I went, and there was people from Ireland we ran into. We ran into people in coming from what's that little island? Not an island. Australia. There it is. A lot of people from Australia. Ran into a lot of Americans, mostly the East Coast.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot. So it was like, I'm coming from that energy. Missed the following year. Came in 2008 thinking in a certain way, but I'm coming in 2009 and it's like I'm celebrating.
Totally different.
Yeah, celebrating the new year, and by 12:15, they had the people cleaning up the place.
Wow.
Cleaning up the people that I didn't know. Because at this point, we're like, yo, we're going to the after hours, da, 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 da. And I'm like, when I was young, I used to party till 4 a.m. at New Year's. When we were out here in the snow, whipping snowballs at cars, doing dumb shit in front of taxis, like, where is our young people energy? And then I started to look around, I'm like, these are a bunch of 90s and 80s kids. Whoa, where are the children? Where is the children? That's exactly what I started to think. The person that I was riding with that day, my co-pilot, you know, very educated person, she said, it's the generation of that 10-year to 15-year mark in life that happens every 10 to 15 years. It's generation now, where we grew up idolizing the people who are in the functions, in the moment, in the time. Yeah. So yes, I was looking at, man, rest in peace, she just passed away too. One of our man, I don't remember her name right now. Ooh, this is what happened in your life. But she just passed away. She was one of our hostesses. She just passed over the weekend.
Is it Julia
Powell? Yes, Julia Powell.
Is it Julia?
Yes, she just passed. Yep. But she was one of those beautiful hosts of the New Year vibe where I was like, I want to go. Yes, exactly. May she rest.
One of our black.
Yo, can I get a big? You know the shotgun I want to hear right now for that lady. She touched my heart early in life. Yeah, I mean early. So kudos to that woman, because this is what I'm talking about. She inspired me to want to perform at Nathan Phillips Square. Right. To get that attention that was given at Nathan Phillips Square. What I don't understand is at what point in time when we lost our community centers did we lose the people that were putting on the ideas in the community center?
Yeah, so that I really can't speak to.
Yes.
And I think too, as you said,
yeah.
Remember, I'm a 70s kid. Yeah. And so you're right, by 2009, I'm at this point maybe working. Yep. You're getting married. Yep. You're traveling. Yep. So life. Yeah. Right. Life. And then too, also there's the other change, the social media was introduced.
Yes. Heavy.
Right. And heavy. So like I even remember, as you're saying, probably in about that time, I didn't see kids outside. I'm like, I died to go outside. I lived to go outside.
Oh my goodness.
My mother used to have to come and get me, and I knew I was getting licks, and I was going outside.
Street lights.
The next thing. But I started noticing you're not seeing kids go out, and then also to fast forward a little bit, this is why I created the Hip Hop Festival.
I'm so glad you did.
Culturally, I want to make sure that stick
to the roots.
Right.
Build the foundation,
and
please.
Even if it changes, that's okay. But you have to remember where we came from in order to move forward and really keep it as pure as you're saying. Exactly. Honoring it. Making sure ancestors that did pass along get their flowers, as you talked about.
I was just saying, rest in peace to Big Apple. Rest in peace to Bishop Bigante. Like these two titans. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. Like the generation that's coming up after these guys will not get to know them the way the private sector is going to promote these two guys.
Right.
And I feel like No, this is where someone like you now gets to actually tell the stories that people are not going to get to know about these guys.
Right. So like the Flyers being honored, and again, I take those honors with a grain of salt. I am proud that I was able to do that, but the credit doesn't go to me. It goes to hip hop. And the people that you're talking about are Ron Nelson, who brought up the concert, and whoever else is in the industry, even to today. Shout out to like Lord Fury.
Yes.
He brings him and his crew. Jason.
Yes.
They bring up a lot of people. Artists, so it allowed me in 2023, not only Live Nation, but even smaller promoters are able to bring up artists, and I've gotten
shout
to know.
Shout out to Specs the Boss.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Shout out.
For sure, this is somebody who I actually grew up with and seen his career, and when he went to school, our own community laughed at him, and look where he is now.
When he got on the radio and he came up with the shaman,
I'm so proud of him.
That was it. I was on salute to him. I was like, no matter what anybody says, that's a Torontonian. That should get.
He worked hard and look where he is. And I respect his hustle and grind. And guess what? He's doing it for the community. And that is the greatest thing you can do. As you said, we need to work together or keep it that we're making sure that is passed on to different generations so that they understand. Now, we're going to ask them to listen to Double Dutch Bus or any of those songs. Not necessarily, but understand where it came from. What you just said earlier.
And it's great.
Absolutely.
No problem. But what I'm getting sick and tired of is exactly what Busta Rhymes said 3 years or 4 years ago. I don't like you karaoke rappers. I would rather not hear
TikTok rappers.
I would rather hear the acapella and hear the pain in this guy's voice.
Yes.
Than
Mary J. Blige's 411 album.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I want to hear.
Kanye's first album. Absolutely.
You heard Tupac say, "I want to hear myself breathing on the track." It's not professional. It's not about being professional.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm there with that when it comes to organic hip hop. Like I'm not knocking you private sector people. I understand you see where to make a buck and all that, but I want hip hop to survive in my city after me.
Absolutely, 100%. And this is why I do an annual hip hop festival each year. It is something that I focus in on turntablism, and I do bring some of the elements as well. Just to know, guys, this year it is for August 23rd.
Hey.
I'm holding the location a little tight right now because I'm working on some stuff, and once I get those flyers out, you guys will know all the information. Also, looking for some vendors if you guys are interested.
Vendors, hit us up
I do hope you both come through and maybe do a little bit of a. I would love if you guys did a live podcast.
Hey, we'd definitely come here and party.
I think that would be an amazing, you know, addition,
good look.
right?
It'd be a good look.
So
festival,
right? I include the community. It is for kids.
Thank
you can bring
very
your
much.
barbecue. This year, I actually got from Zuzu Media. I got a bookmobile showing up for the kids, making sure that even though we are celebrating hip hop and its music and all its elements. I also want to make sure the kiddies got, the
youngins.
Right, we got to look at those kids and say, all right, we have an avenue. How else can we help them?
I agree.
Right, so I'm glad to partner with Zuzu Media and make sure that she is able to come along and showcase her own passion, which is she is her. I think I don't know if she's the only bookmobile, but black owned.
Black owned though.
Right, and I read her story on Facebook, and it was amazing, and so. I'm glad to partner with even you guys. So I think a great idea if you guys came and did a live podcast. Now you know the dates.
Talk to the tech man.
When you get off here, I'll tell you the location.
No worries.
But it's an NDA situation.
Hey, don't worry.
It's all good.
We know how to work the team.
It's all good.
We know how to work the team.
It's
all good.
You know, I'm very excited. This is my 4th year.
Hey, congratulations.
It has made me open up to things like being with you guys or being honored at Toronto Archives for the Flyers.
The flyer thing, like I said, I saw my block go, just to show you the age, 89.
Yes.
I saw the Biggie show. Yeah. I was there in 93.
Yes, I was there. The one and only concert he did in Toronto under Big Slice. And there's shit online about like how it's at the Apollo, and I keep going, and they keep putting it on Instagram, and I'm like, no, it wasn't there. It was in Toronto, his one and only show.
The problem.
And wait, I gotta say this. Do you know that when he was there, he got booed?
Yeah.
It was weird, and I was like, no. But then when he came out, and you see the footage. that was an amazing concert.
The funny thing is why I think he got booed is because the dude who was supposed to be the middleman, he had somebody who was supposed to host the event.
But I think Torontonians hate people too. Like they didn't understand. Biggie just popped and came out of nowhere.
I just remember everybody was
and
going to
came
this Biggie
in first
concert,
place.
and everybody was like, "Yo, Biggie's gonna be there. This is what's up." And then the argument between this guy's supposed to be introducing Biggie and this guy, you know what I mean?
It's stupid.
All that drama.
It's stupid for no reason.
And
just put Biggie out.
How I heard is Biggie just took the mic and said, "Everybody, DJ, run my ish." And
that's what happened, yeah.
If we see the recording, that's exactly what I think happened.
Right.
Yeah, because I know by the time he got into the crowd.
And it's stupid that even if they didn't boo him per se, it was dumb, and I didn't like that part. But other than that, the concert was good.
I don't think that's our spoiled brat energy of Toronto, because people do say we are Screwface capital of the world.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I'm not putting that out in the universe.
But I think when it comes to the artistry of live music, Canadians, we are about that live music.
Absolutely.
Like, I think no matter what genre and what field that you're in, don't come to Canada and screw up on stage.
Right.
You can say that again.
Just don't do it.
You can say that again.
Canada. This, like, I ain't gonna lie, maybe be the performer in me, but there's times where I've been on stages where the DJ ain't ready for me, the promoter ain't ready
Sound like
for me,
sabotaging.
The host ain't ready for me. It's my time to go, and now you want me to make an excuse to my crowd? No. If I got a 15-minute set, I'll do 8 minutes.
Well, I'll say this too. That's why I didn't get into showcases.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It is a lot of work. I'll host, but I can agree with you on that. I've gone to a showcase, and you know what? It's not starting on time. And let me tell you, one guy, he didn't even pay me, and that's on him though, because you can't go around doing wickedness to people and it doesn't come back to you. And I still wish this man good luck, but I would never work with you. And if I know people that
I'm not gonna even ask her.
No,
don't give you no shine.
I wouldn't even give him any at all, at all. But I'm just saying, there's still people out there, unfortunately, and so I've had an experience like you, where you know what? Why are you making an excuse talking about you can't e-transfer because the system is down? Don't lie.
Oh my goodness.
There's no reason, and don't lie to you too if you're gonna do your set and be creative and do what you love.
If there's one person in the crowd, if there's a million people in the crowd, you're getting the same performance.
Yeah, me too.
The only difference is it may be shorter due to technical difficulties of the outstanding surroundings that I happen to be in.
Which is bullshit. Yes, all bullshit.
But I'm just saying, I got to the point where, as not even being the artist, being a manager that may be featured on someone's song, or someone really likes my verse and they're like, hey, I'll pay you to do something. Kudos and thank you to all those people, but for hip-hop, I would do what I feel organic. And if I feel like the crowd's going to be women, I'm going to do my softer songs. And if I feel like the crowd's going to be a bunch of men, I'll do one soft song, and everything else is just for me.
Right, absolutely.
You know, it's a bunch of men in the crowd. But
you know how to rock the crowd.
I've seen so many of these karaoke boys.
Yeah.
DJ, turn up my mic. DJ, turn up the music.
You want
feedback?
You want me to get into that? You really want me to get into that?
Wait.
I want to ask her about it too.
You can take away the mic and talk as loud as you want in the damn crowd, and everybody would hear you clearly. But it's okay. Turn the mic up and turn the music up. I'm not saying you need management and development. I'm just saying the more practice you get, the better you'll be.
I'm glad you brought that up, because recently, what was it? Last week I went to a showcase, talent show thing, right? I don't know what that is, but anyway, Lord Fury was there, and he was the special contest judge.
Okay.
And he was saying similar things what you were saying, and I would like to ask her about the same question.
Okay.
About what he said.
Okay.
And he said, everything's great and all that, but you artists need to practice your songs and not go over your songs, like Jadakiss said in verses. You know what I mean? Like, so how do you feel that people, they know their song? I would assume what they recorded how many times? And they're going on stage, they're putting on the song where I could hear on YouTube or Spotify, and they're actually behind the mic. Are they lip syncing or what? Or they don't know the words or whatnot? So my question is, should they be, to me, I call it karaoke. But anyway, now, when you see that, I'm sure you've seen that, even certain professionals are guilty of it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, people going over their songs?
So I think first of all, you're being absolutely lazy. There's no reason for that.
Go on.
I think too, as we spoke earlier
Give her a gunshot for that.
About struggle. Thank you. That when you, even in this industry, I have struggled, as I just mentioned.
Oh yeah.
But I think if you have a passion, then you should work hard for that passion. And laziness is not an excuse, or using, as you said, lip syncing, or you're running the song or the background and you're just there.
Oh yeah.
You should be able to on spot at any given time if you are truly passionate about it, because there could be a record executive in there. There could be there could be a CEO of an independent record label in there. There could be record execs in it. You don't know who's. You could even get a commercial from it or acting from it. You should be able to on the spot rap, say a poem, whatever it is, on the spot. And I get we all get nervous, but as he loves to talk to, again, I am the MC of my hip hop festival. I had to learn it's okay and do it. And guess what? Even when I'll tell you guys this, even when I make mistakes, people don't know. So I figured that out. And so, you know what? But I'm not going to compare me as a, speaking on the mic to a crowd over an actual
how about speaking as a spectator who you've been watching for years, these MCs, singers, performers, and all of that, which I've been doing myself for a long time before I even got into this. When my pops was doing his own thing on the soundboy things and all of that, I've seen so much from live to evolution down to what's going on, karaoke?
Yeah. So I'll say this. Okay, so I'm going to say this too. We have to remember that we do put a lot of pressure as a human race, human beings, on each other to be perfect. However, you have to sometimes be, I don't give a fuck, and then do you. And which means you're going to make mistakes, and going to what you said is that practice makes perfect. And not you as a person, because the two can be the same. You can make mistakes as a human being, and your craft you may not be perfect at, but you need to be perfect at it because you're going to be somewhere that somebody's going to see you, and you may get an opportunity of a lifetime. Take the advantage. Even when I need to host and make a little money, I send out little verbiage that I have pre-written up through Instagram, and I send it out. Do you need a host? Do you need a host? I've worked with so-and-so, and I've done this. Talk about your experiences, but be ready at any given time. So my readiness is having something already pre-written up, copy and paste, and send it to them. It's generic. However, it hits all the points. It provides my content. It provides my contact information, and then you get back to me or not. And the amount, let me tell you about something too, kids. Take 1,000 no's. You need one yes. 1,010 no's. 1,000,000. Guess what? If you are doing what we're talking about, which is practicing, and have the passion, and keep fighting, then you will get the yes. The amount of no's I've gotten for my hip hop festival, and guess what? I continue to get one yes here and there, and I take full advantage. The other thing I do too, y'all manifest. Stop talking such things that you shouldn't be talking about yourself. Well, I don't know. No, I know the hip hop festival is going to succeed. You know why? Because I'm sitting here with these guys. They are going to succeed because of what they are doing. Exactly. Just work on it. I've had many failures or things that didn't work out for me, and learn to pivot and learn to understand that it is a passion, and if I'm going to stay into it, and even the last couple months, I'm not going to lie, I haven't been feeling it. And I don't know if it was because we live in Toronto, we suffer from winter blues, but I had to just find back my passion and restart again and figure it out. But I'm not letting go. There's a difference. You can take a break, guys. If you have to do it for your mental health, do it. But do not not stop. Practice.
True.
Practice. When they tell you we need you to get on this stage and do this right now, that music should be instrumental only.
Okay, you know what irks?
Yes.
Okay, you know what irks me? You know what irks me because of the certain professionals do it, and I think because of the locals, they see the professionals do certain things. It's like this. I'm gonna give you a good example. You said you gone to hip hop concerts, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now you gone to see somebody, right? And they're lip syncing the thing, the whole concert. What you paid for to see them.
It's horrible.
Now, what would you say about that?
Absolutely, it's horrible, and I think that is again just the laziness, or you don't have a team too. That again, nobody should be inspiring you or making you passion. You should maybe have a team that is telling you this is what you're doing that's wrong.
I got something worse for you.
Right.
That the actual professional artists would be doing cover songs.
Well,
how about that?
I don't. Okay, so
they got wait. I'm gonna play devil's advocate right here.
Are you talking about doing your own music, or are you talking about just?
But
hey,
you paid to see. No, you paid to wait. You paid to see this artist, and they're doing a cover song, say Michael Jackson or something. And they're not Michael Jackson. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay, that's different. And if they're trying to be like Michael Jackson,
no, they're not trying to be like Michael Jackson. They're just taking it in their way
instead of maybe doing their own music.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and they got plenty of it.
Okay, got you. So you were saying that
they're a professional,
right?
And they got a catalog.
Their own music, whether it's new, present, or something that's out. I get you, but I'll say this. There is some groups and even hip hop artists, R&B artists. They've done cover songs that we've grown up on.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We love. But I get what you're saying. If you are a professional and maybe you're in front of a concert, yes, you should have. That's why I said your team should have certain things for you that are outlined, which is these are all the songs you're doing. You should have instrumental. If you are truly going to be an artist and you're going to showcases, you should have. Okay, do your song with the producer, cut it up, do all the beats, do the remixes. But your song itself should be, you're going to ask that same producer, you need just instrumental. So when you do a showcase, when you do a concert, we want to hear you as you are, because that's what we like. And even if you make a mistake, guess what? It's okay. There's lots of people, like I said, we all make mistakes. We're not perfect. But you have to practice your craft. Yeah. I had to practice how to talk on a mic, even holding the mic, how to project my voice on a mic. Even I'm sitting here and I'm moving and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta get back. So it's okay though.
MOC, master your own creativity.
Right. And I'll say this, PYP, play your position.
Damn right.
Right? And so that, you have to remember that. Right? I'm in this industry. I ask anybody that I've worked with or asked me to work with, if I need help, I ask them for help. I'm never too old to learn. There's no ageism for me.
And never be afraid to ask for help.
Right, and I'm trying to give it towards not only for my generation, but all and continue that. And if somebody comes and says, you know what, Anessa, I want to do this, I would like to take this over. As long as you're keeping it, as you guys said, organic and you're doing it for the community, and those are my two things, then you can do it. You can do it.
Our Mari J Music Festival is organically going to be that way. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like all elements in Toronto can exist at the same time.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't understand why everybody has to talk about King of the City or King of the City or Queen of the City.
There's enough money on the table for everybody to grab.
But here's my biggest issue. The biggest part. So I gotta wonder if you're on the same wavelength. My biggest issue is not the actual people who are in the field that we're talking about. It's the people that are not in the field that have the credibility to actually get it going, and they just not doing it. It's a different story if you are dropping an album or you're on tour. I get it.
Right.
But there's a thing called a calendar.
Yeah.
And the calendar says next year and the year prior, technically, to the ideas there, it's still open. So to all you middle game people, because right now, you being organic, it's your 4th year, right?
Yeah.
just in business alone, I know if you survive 3 years right now,
Yeah.
you're destined for good things. All you got to do now is keep up with your demographic that loves you.
Yes, absolutely. And it's hard. And let me tell you something, it's very hard.
I agree.
But I keep going.
I agree. It is hard because the way social media is built, it's backwards. I know, I'm just look at it.
Right.
It's backwards. But for hip hop's sake, where you get in now is where us as media platform come in now. Because now we can help you grow your thing.
Absolutely.
You get me?
Absolutely.
Like,
I want to touch on one thing you did say. You talked about, there shouldn't be anybody being a king. And I said to you,
to our city.
We need to work together. So I'm going to give a big shout out to another woman in this industry. There's not too many of us. And as I joke around and say, I work with a lot of balls. I'm glad that I have a strong personality and I'm a guy's girl, so I'm going to make mistakes as a woman, but at least I know how to move. I'm not saying I'm a man, but there's certain things that I don't get into with men. It's no need because I know what I want to do. I want to shout out 2 people. So I'm going to shout out Mo Betta because he is, you can find him at Mo Betta Music on Instagram. He is the one who spoke to me about this and we started it. And I just took it and kept going. And he's still part of this. He's a DJ. Then I also want to talk about, as I said, there's another black woman in the industry. Her Instagram, I believe, is Hip Hop Till Affinity, or Till Infinity. And she does a hip hop festival in Oshawa. And me and her have connected. And again, what you just said, we are trying to work together because we have the same goal. We even discovered I have more access to DJs, and she has more access to the elements. So I'm talking about the breakdancers, the beatboxers, etc., the MCs. In my hip hop festival, I do not do any showcases. Lord Fury does that. There's people who already do that. I focus on turntablism, right? But again, I have to work with people. It doesn't make sense, even with how I am as an individual outside of this, to be upset or fight with people. It gets you nowhere. It does. And working with people, it's way better. And humbling yourself and still knowing you're a leader.
Hip hop.
I'm a leader.
Hip hop. If there's an LL Cool J that can run and say he's the king of hip hop, and then there's a Jay-Z who's a billionaire in hip hop,
right?
There's got to be a coalition.
Absolutely.
Of a balance somewhere.
Absolutely.
And I think Toronto is the perfect place.
Can I say something here?
That exists.
To me, can I say something here? Is it about money being the greatest, or is it about greatness?
No.
In hip hop.
Listen,
you just said something there. That's why.
If a child was going to learn the concept of money, the child is not looking at the $5 and the $50 and the $100 bill. It's looking at it as that's all one money. That's what the child's looking at. So it would come down to wealth. Now, does the kid understand wealth? Because if the kid understands wealth, that's a good thing. Because then, at least in its lyrics, it's on point. It's on bar.
But two can be the same at the same time. One wanted to be rich and one wanted to be the GOAT.
But we heard when we grow up in life, wanty never getty, getty never wants.
Right.
Right. That's what we grew up on.
But that's folklore, and also as we talked earlier, West Indians have a way of sometimes holding you down. In a way that comes from folklore or their colloquialism or their patois. And because you walk in a house and you might put on a little weight, you get big. It's not a nice thing to say to somebody, right? So that's not nice either, because you can't tell me I shouldn't want. I'm gonna want everything I want, and I'm able to manifest it or work hard for it. It's hand in hand. This one wanted money. This one wanted to be a GOAT. And two can be the truth at the same time.
But this is what I mean.
Right?
A lot of people don't look at LL as a dope lyricist. People look at LL as a rapper. Period. Undeniable.
I think he is one of the. You know what the problem is? Why I have a problem with GOATs? Okay, first of all, because you know what? There's a time and a season for everybody. And that master, and you cannot always art is subjective. It truly is.
Thank you.
And what you like,
I like maybe different.
And guess what? It's still the same. And it's still okay.
Can I say something
about
hip hop again? There's GOATs, but there's the ultimate hustlers Okay? Now, you can't tell me this one ain't the ultimate hustle for hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? He's a great. Enough look up to him.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay. That's
And he did the illest hustle. And the illest hustle is this. He didn't rap.
Toronto.
He didn't rap on his tour, his latest tour. He
Go
just
on.
did this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, check it out.
Yeah.
I love this man. I love Outkast. I love him.
Me too. One of my favorite
All right?
groups.
Now,
South groups.
When
absolutely.
I seen this man going around the world just doing I thought he was mad. I thought he was crazy.
No.
I thought he was mad.
No. Okay, let me interrupt. Let me say this. His name alone, Andre 3000.
Thank you.
Alone. And from the time
Lyricist.
First of all, he evolved in front of us.
I
that
know.
man is, I love him. He is a super weirdo. I think he is super creative.
I wouldn't call him weird because
I'm talking weird in the good
normal.
way. No, not that. I'm talking about good weird because weird meaning that he decided even when we were kids, when it wasn't normal, he had on furry pants and did his hair different than all of us. We were still wearing saggy jeans.
None of that.
Well, I have on sneakers, Rob, but we were wearing sneakers. He wasn't doing that. He had on cowboy boots. This is a man who is different from the get-go, and I love his expression. I love that.
But the part, I'm getting
different. I'm different. 2 chains, 4 bracelets.
I'm getting to the future here because check this out. When all of you've seen certain ones gone in time, whatever, and all this. This guy gone through time, said he can't rap about anything anymore, he's old and whatever and all that, right? But I still say it's the ultimate hustle because everybody thought this guy's going to rap. Okay? The concerts sold, eh? They sold, didn't they? They sold.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The whole concert is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So he didn't have to be lyrically minded. You didn't have to do whatever. You just have to be.
But you remember how creative he is. So that comes from deep down creativeness that he's probably had in him.
You know why I'm bringing this up? Because he might have started a new wave. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He might have started a new wave.
If you feel like you don't want to rap as a rapper anymore and you want to pivot, you should do what you want. And I'm hoping people out there support. If you decided to become a nude model, let's say, and you wanted to do that, people should support you. You know what I mean? You should do whatever you want.
You know why I bring him up?
Right?
He's like one of my all-time
Do whatever
favorites.
you want. Absolutely. I love
one of my all-time
absolutely.
favorites.
High five.
He came
gunshot.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
91. It came down to this. No, don't get me wrong. I would rather see him act, to be honest. He's a wicked actor.
He is an amazing actor.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I see so much talent
Hold on.
going to waste.
In
my opinion.
Can I give the guests some background? So what happened is there was a lot of backlash that I'm like some pods ago.
Yeah,
I saw some backlash.
I saw that. I heard it.
And Toronto brought it up in the point of view of what would happen if that happened in Toronto. People came to Toronto and they're coming from all over the place, and he just said, "I'm doing my flute thing."
Yeah. Do you think people would support him?
My personal answer was to this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my personal answer. Do not blame my guest or Toronto for what I'm saying.
Yeah. We can all think differently, freely. Yeah.
Now, if I'm a fan of Andre 3000 and I know he's doing this flute thing in advance, I'm buying a ticket and not showing up. Simple.
Why?
Because to me,
so wait, you would buy the ticket and not show up? I'd
buy the ticket and not show up.
Why?
Because in the support of buying the ticket, he gets his money regardless. Me as a fan, I'm respecting your new change. It's not something I'm not entertained by it.
You're also missing an opportunity to see something that you would may never see again. Because remember this, right? Look at how many rappers or artists have died.
I agree.
And I'm one of those people, I've seen many rappers who are dead just one day, 5 years ago. And I'm just saying, opportunity is a once in a lifetime.
Can I play devil's advocate here? I feel what you're saying. And I feel what he's saying because the thing is, the reason why I'm feeling what he's saying is that, all right, he's an all-time favorite of mine. I actually met him.
You're going to support him.
I actually been on a movie, Four Brothers. I was on that too. I actually have a poster of them signing up. But anyway, the thing is, I grew up with his lyrical minded sense.
Yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that he coming here and doing that,
But he pivoted.
I know, but I came to hear.
You want something that's not available anymore.
Hence why I said what I said, yes. If I heard,
but I get what you're saying.
If I
love
heard
it. You want to still support it.
If I heard it prior to it, I'd still buy a ticket because it's my artist. I want to support them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not going to drive to wherever. I'm not jumping on a plane to go wherever.
But I say go.
No, but
I say go because it's an opportunity.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's
all.
That's me. But here's my thing that if I didn't know at all, it's an Andre 3000 concert. He may do an Outkast song or not, but it's an Andre. And I went there, and he pulled out the flute, and I actually didn't lose my mind in the first 15 minutes.
That's what I heard. And some people were saying they were sort of expecting something.
But this is what.
That's why I just said to you that you're still expecting the same person, and he has evolved a long time before. Remember, he stopped rapping. He stopped being in the hip hop industry for a good 10+ years. He went into acting, and then he went back musically.
I didn't want to jump on it when it was trending.
Wait, he still said fuck rap,
right.
And he did something different. He admits he doesn't even know how to read the notes. He talked about that. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I appreciate you.
Beautiful.
I love that you're still saying, let's put money in his pocket.
The pivot is beautiful.
Absolutely.
But this is
where you don't want to go.
When he told me on the time at the pod, it took me a lot to hold back what I really wanted to say, because I looked at it like, the problem that Toronto has is that we would burn the city down for Andre 3000 for him.
For an Outkast?
For Outkast?
Yeah, I would buy 4 seats. Absolutely.
Because you know what I'm saying?
Who you get mad at? Wait, let me finish.
Absolutely.
But who you get mad at is the promoters. This is how people get shot. This is why people get killed.
Okay, but what did they do?
They didn't promote the truth. They used the celebrity. They used the celebrity.
Well, yeah.
This is where I say, okay, Tupac, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I'm glad he gave out the idea of, yo, listen, I'm Tupac Shakur. You're from LA, and you're from Baltimore, and you're from New York. You guys are my fans. Bootleg my shit. I don't care. Make money. Feed your family.
Yeah, but the problem
Tupac said that. Wait.
Yeah.
The industry and the private sector didn't want that. Andre 3000 technically just did that only because he didn't have control of he didn't have every date in his control. He was paid to do his dates.
But I don't think there was any nefarious on
that's
that.
What I'm saying.
Part.
Like on his side, I don't believe.
No, I don't even think from the promoter, because I seen his ad for his
album coming out.
Well, his
tour and his tour for the album. Yeah.
Right. But I don't. What I'm saying to you is that he has publicly said.
I know.
He's not going to rap. So I don't think that let me say this.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, and the promoters are... let me tell you something. So I'll say this to you right now. Especially in the United States.
Yeah.
If you as a promoter say that you are going to bring him out as Outkast, and that's not done, the amount of suing that's happening would bankrupt the entire tour for him.
Yes.
Because remember, too, touring either comes from the artist's pocket fully, or you are owned by the record company.
Like
then
a
you
loan.
have to make back the money.
Loan.
Right?
Loan.
So at the end of the day, I feel like
the tour element of it.
Yeah, if you're
loan.
Again, right. And they own you. It's not a loan. They own you.
You gotta make back the money. It's a loan.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's ridiculous how
slavery.
No, well, let's not go there. I would say it is more on, when I say own you, in regards to creatively suffocating you in a way that doesn't allow you to move forward. Right? And I'm not going to say slavery, because you did take the opportunity to sign the papers, and sometimes doing due diligence, again, even as an artist, when you do a showcase, when you do a tour, take the time, have the money, whether it's your friend that's a lawyer, or go get a free... There's lots of places you can get free consultations and they can read your work for you.
Yeah.
There's ways to find how to protect yourself. So at the end of the day, an artist has to take responsibility for their own actions. And you're right. Once you're in there, it becomes a beast, unfortunately. And they do own you in a way where they can stifle you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is an industry we've grown up with. Unfortunately, instead of them pivoting and giving more to the artists, what you get is, as you guys I call them TikTok artists, you guys call them karaoke. You know, there's something that went missing, and we're yearning for that, is what you guys continue to say to me, and which is absolutely true, because the hip hop festival was created based on yearning. It is something that I want to make sure that is celebrated continuously. No different than
all the DJs that are still DJing.
No, all of the DJs, I
have. Get a one gunshot for
That's
them.
right.
All the DJs that are still DJing, okay? Purely for DJ's sake.
Do it.
Because I had another pod ago, hip hop. We were talking about how the DJ used to be the guy to break the artist. Now that's changed to like Spotify and this and that and whatever.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. Yes. Yes. I know the history. Yes.
Some godfathers of the.
Yeah.
That's what I call them.
I have a few great DJs that are around me.
Yeah.
That I know they have to work and get their money, but if I could give them on the salary, I would.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would. If I had the money, I would bring up Jazzy Jeff. Like I went to when I went to the 8 concerts in 2023. I went to LL Cool J. I got to see Queen Latifah and Moni Love. I've never seen those two. I've seen LL Cool J before, but to see Jazzy Jeff in his element was electrifying. Dope. That's the word. He is dope beyond.
Yeah. Get the dopamines right.
So that's the thing. He's telling you guys as DJs, if you want to become that, and I did a whole Instagram reel and a whole section on just him alone because of his dopeness and because of his craft.
Yeah.
Continue, as we said earlier, if you guys are artists, whether you're DJs, whether you sing, whether you rap, whether you do dancehall, continue with your craft. Play your position. Do the work that needs to be done so that you can do what you want. The average CEO or owner is at age 46. So stop using ageism as an excuse. And if you're younger than me, stop telling us we're old. What do you got? You guys don't even call us old G's. You guys call us old heads. No, there's no old head here. I am an OG because I have wisdom, which you do not have. And that's not even shoving it in your face. That's telling you that you will get there if you live.
Yeah.
Waking up each day is a blessing. Yep. Every day you get up, you have to realize it's a blessing. So take your craft and take it seriously and work on it. This is something that I got help initially, and I can't negate that or look at the person and hate on them for that. Does it mean we still work together? No, but he helped me. And if you want to do something, sometimes you have to take control of the situation, and you don't even have to do it in a wicked way. You could do it in a way that helps you so that you help what you want to help, whether it's the community, yourself, making money, touring, buying a house,
big facts.
Whatever it is.
All big facts,
do
folks.
what you want to do for yourself so that you continue to help yourself and move forward in a positive way. Because at the end of the day, you're right. We're going to run into a lot of people that, like the record companies, that I worked for somebody that didn't want to pay me. And you're going to find these people and you have to look at them and be like, that is not who you want to become. You want more for yourself. You want to keep the craft going, whatever that is. I invite everybody to come through. I appreciate people who do showcases. I just can't. I can do the Hip Hop Festival. It's once per year. It is something that I truly love. I love that you guys are doing a podcast. I would love to do a podcast, but it's just something. It's something that you wish. You know what I mean? You wish for and you hope that it comes through. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on myself, and I love that you guys are doing this because eventually, this is going to be one of the biggest podcasts out there. And guess what? You're doing it for Toronto. So pick up the man down. His nickname is Toronto. BMO. I'm just going by Ness. I feel out of ways, but that's okay. The man's name is Toronto, so big up you guys for doing this for Toronto.
Because to me, right now, like I said, I don't want my guests not to be able to talk about where they're from and what they do and all that good stuff. I want my guests all to have that first unique interview.
Yeah.
When you go on another show and someone's like, so what was the best interview? At least, you can say, I'm just itching back there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, Bluemuthfuxing.
We have to give each other accolades. And that's another thing I feel like in our community that has been, we're not going to go back all the way back. We already know where it comes from.
We're going forward.
Right. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of the times just supporting each other And that's why, even with the lady in Oshawa, Tanika Insight, that's her name. I'm so sorry.
No, apologize.
Again, trying to remember names. But Tanika Insight, she's doing something for the hip hop community as well in Toronto.
Well,
as you said, there's
we're
DJs.
To reach out.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I will put you guys
we can
with her.
Network.
Definitely talk to her as well. But there's a lot out there that's happening, and I do hope that people come support me, support you guys.
Thank you.
We're having fun.
Yes.
I mean, I loved how we met.
Organic.
Organically.
I was being honored and telling the story about the Flyers, and I think it was BNO that said thank you, and I was like, "You're welcome."
I am.
And I walked over to you guys, and it started.
To me, I won't. Okay. When I was approached to do some camera work,
right,
my boss, he's very professional under pressure.
Right.
You don't get a lot of bosses that are very professional under pressure.
Right.
So, came, had to do my camera work, and what touched me when I saw the Flyers laid out is I'm looking at 89, and I'm like, Regent Park, block, she was there. I'm a baby.
Yeah, it was quite a few of those flyers on the wall, absolutely.
And it's like the progression of where I was growing up, and I was like, my goodness, this woman almost has my life here, all over this wall.
Right.
Or
this is your life.
Yeah, bro. I had to take video, and I'm looking at my partner like, yo, I was a child. I was a baby.
Yeah.
I was getting kicked in my butt. And she was there.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then I was here, and I wasn't old enough to be here, but I was here.
I went to a few of the Monster Jams,
oh my goodness,
where our own beatboxers in Toronto beat Biz Marquee. You know what I mean? So, big shout out to them, Daniel.
Oh, man, the big, see another Titan there, man. These are things that I love about the Titans that we do have in Toronto. Their stories are all unbelievable.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Mishi does like 3 or 4 different genres.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to see her perform, I believe it's punk or like punk rock.
Punk rock.
I'm not sure of the genre,
I
but
remember
she got on the mic. And so let me tell you about this woman, okay?
Yeah.
First of all, we know her as a rapper.
Yeah,
we also know her to do the reggae and And so we know that part about her.
Yeah.
But I knew that she toured back in the day. She pivoted, and she kept with her craft because not only can she rap, she can truly sing.
Yeah.
So she's like a Lauryn Hill. She has the duality. Yeah. And the thing is, I remember growing up, I remember her traveling all of Europe and Canada and all over with a punk rock group, and she did very well.
Yeah.
So then she was celebrating, I think, her birthday.
Yeah.
And she did a little event. She brought up, oh my God, Roxanne Shante.
Okay.
I got to meet her.
Yeah, I remember
and
that
lady is amazing. Like, she was wonderful. She spoke to me. Yeah. But Miss Shimili was doing an event. She also had performers, and it was all women.
Yep.
But she decided to do a performance, and she brought her punk rock.
Yeah, it was all pink that year.
And she came out and she was like, ah! And I was like, wait now. Like, I was in shock, but
you enjoyed yourself.
What? And she killed it.
You enjoyed
yourself. She killed it, but she just showed me a different aspect of her that I was just like, whoa. Like, I was mind blown because I said, we already know about her rapping. Yep. We know that she can do both the reggae and rap, right? We already know that she is multifaceted. She pivots, all that good stuff. But to see her do this was something extraordinary.
That's where I could segue to the Andre 300 thing. You know what I mean? Because I paid for my ticket to go to that Mission Me event that you're talking about, and I didn't show up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you see, this is where Toronto needs to understand where I come from with my craft. I came in 2000. I had to deal with Eminem and all these other guys underground coming up.
Right.
So I looked at, hey, I don't want to be a rapper because I don't feel like I rap.
Right.
That's just me. So I'm around a rapper who can out-rap anybody. And I think, I'll put my money on you. If you and Eminem went up against each other, you'd beat them. But you probably wouldn't beat Rakim. You know what I mean?
Right.
Crowd rockers, you know what I mean? They probably wouldn't beat KRS-One, but, you beat them in live. Yeah, sure, 100%. Anyways, that's just me. Detroit don't hate me. But I'm just saying, I didn't think about it as we're gonna blow up and become super millionaires and stuff. I just looked at it like I didn't want to get ripped off. I want to perform on the Budweiser stage, right? That was called
Make some
something else
money.
back in the day.
Yeah.
I wanted to perform.
That's understandable.
I wanted to perform in the Sky Dome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to say I cared about doing the Chicklin circuit that so-called existed, the radios and this and that, and I was like, I got too many criminals around me. I don't care about that. And if we want to do private parties, let's go.
Right.
I know how to do that. House parties, no problem.
Right.
I got this.
Right.
Things worked well at the beginning to the point where I was like making good money, and now I'm thinking, hey, let's go media-wise now. I can afford an entertainment lawyer, and now I can make proper movement steps. Right. We'll just say 05 came, Job from above said, nope, you're gonna have to stop and take some time for study. With this being said, I can honestly look at life going forward is for you young artists, is having someone like you doing what you're doing 4 years, you guys need her to be around 10 years from now.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, fact. They need
Thank you.
because I think the lack of respect to the dancers, the graffiti artists is what made me believe that once Speaker's Corner and they took away that electric circus energy, the freedom of being together and dancing and being together and having fun. Nobody does that no more. Like the crew dancing now, it's like legitimately people went to school and got together at band camp and then outside of school hooked up. And
Absolutely, yes.
Now they're going to the club.
Yeah.
And now the government
grew up. Yeah. And that's the thing. And that's if you have a passion.
Gunshot for that.
If you have a passion, you got to keep going.
So
no excuses.
I said it to my goddaughters, who are great soccer players. I believe they should be on the Canadian soccer team right now, representing the world. I said, this is where the essence of real soccer players come from, because they remember kicking a can before they got the ball.
Right.
And then the ball took them to the field, because it used to be a pavement and a can.
Right.
And they appreciate that and they grow. And I try to explain to them, I'm like, you got to compete with the kid that doesn't have the Nike shoes.
Yeah.
You got to compete with the kid who doesn't know nothing more than, hey, these people feed me because I play really good.
That's it. But it's different from passion.
And you, who are really skilled, and I love you to death, if we let you go into hockey, you're going to get beat up because you're really skilled at hockey, but you're not really fast.
Right.
Soccer, you're really agile, you got a strong kick, you are accurate as a mother. You have a team that's going to be there to protect you. The play you play organically enhances any team you're with.
Right.
So you're good. Hockey, it's not like that for you, honey. And it's not like that for you for this sport. And our Canadian hip-hop that influenced me when I was trying to not get tackled, when I was dropping that J. Those hip-hop songs that motivate me, these kids, this generation.
No. They talk about a lot of stuff. There's no real struggles, as you said.
There isn't. Everything is so handed to them that when they get a kid that's hungry.
So it's pop.
When the kid is hungry.
It's not hip-hop.
And it's short. This is what Toronto's been saying now for almost 2 years.
Yes, I know that too.
He's like, we need to kill it. And I'm like, no, we don't need to kill it. We just need to organically build our foundation again. We need to have people say, hey, you know what? This community has a very safe community on this day because everybody gets together and they do whatever.
Right.
We need more of that. So like your entity, we as a community need to make you able to do it more than once a year, period. Not you being forced to go at this 8 years down the road. So trust me when I say this, we need your energy. Toronto needs this energy because we're lacking it.
Well, I'm meeting people, and that's why I said I've shouted out to hip hop, to Affinity. There's Mo Betta, there's you guys, there's Lord Fury. I think you're right. As maybe a collective, we should start sitting down and saying what can we do, and help each other. Absolutely, I think that is a good way to go because, like I said earlier, there is no part of me that will never ever ask for help because the worst person is saying to you is the word no. And there's somebody else that is going to help you. And every time I've asked for so I'll give you an example. the boat ride that I'm doing is with another promoter. Shout out to Norman Berger, Smooth Entertainment, and he actually saw same thing as you. Started the hip hop festival. I've gone to a lot of this man's parties growing up in my 30s and my 40s, and even in my 20s. I was one of those girls. I didn't fight. I mean, you couldn't mess with me, but I didn't go in the party to fight. And I paid.
Good vibe.
And I've known this man we grew up together. I know this man all my life. I paid to get in. Come fast forward 20, 30 years later, I need help. And not does he go above and beyond with helping me, he then puts me on.
Okay.
Right? So if I need information for the hip hop festival, he was looking whether I needed like a location, if I needed information that I wasn't aware of, because I come from corporate. I come from, I'm not going to shout out the company, telecommunications, where I was doing management, and I did intraday, which is scheduling, and I also became a trainer, but the management helped me move in this industry, but I didn't know about the industry. So somebody like Norman, I could go to and say, hey, I need this help, and he would help me, and he saw that, then I was even doing the hip hop festival, as you're recognizing, saw I'm doing this on my own. I mean, I'm truly a one-man team in regards to the essence. However, I get help. Shout out to Esposito, Zito. You know, I have a lot of help. My girl, who I love, Vida. I love you for helping me every year. Like, there's people that actually help me, but I am the soul of it, and you need the help. And so I was saying that Norman actually put me on. This is his boat ride for promotion, because he sees that. Yes, there's a passion in hip hop festival, but I'm able to promote that part of the It's a 90s boat ride, right?
90s music.
And I just recently heard that kids.
That's beautiful.
But I heard the kids now are like I don't know which generation. Sorry, that they're actually obsessed with the 90s now. Like, so it's
I think because of the fashion. Certain fashions that came back.
It's even the music. Because last year I had some young girls come on. When I told them my age, they were like, "Wait, what?" And they didn't even believe my age, which I appreciate, because whatever.
I hear you there.
And but I heard now somebody telling me the other day that the kids now, there's a generation that loves us, right? So going back to Norman, I'm able to help him that way. He's putting me on, and I'm making money from it to help me with my hip hop festival. Shout out to all those who have seen me and believed in me and said, here is something monetary. Here is in kind, which means they've done something for me. Here is let me barter with you, because they truly believe in what I'm doing, and I appreciate that, because it helps me in the direction that I want to go. But you also, I have self-doubt. I do have self-doubt. So somebody like yourself telling me, yo, I see you, we need to keep you, we need to help you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
Because I do go through self-doubt too. Even with my wisdom, even with my experience, I have self-doubt. But I had to take a mental break a couple of months ago, because I just wasn't there, because I have a lot going on. You know what I mean? So you have to balance, right? So coming here, this encourages me to push forward.
Sometimes in life, your path is there for you. It's just on you to either stay here and keep cleaning here, or keep going along the path.
That's it. Try.
And I've heard many Asian people tell me this. I'm not trying to be racist, but listen, they said, you take first step, you are halfway there.
Stop. No, you don't have. Oh my God.
One step, and you're already halfway there.
There we go. That's it. Please. Okay.
So, with that being said, there's nothing wrong with falling. Because I know as a Canadian, you may fail once, but us Canadians, we love to see you get back up.
Right.
And do it again.
Right.
Yeah, as much as you may fail, it's the fact that it's human.
Right.
You're allowed to fall and get back up.
That's it. I appreciate you guys for even having me on here.
No, we're gonna keep bringing you on here.
And
yo, trust me on it. You're gonna be like kind of like a soft host around here. Don't worry, we got this. Because the way I look at it, there's nobody doing things, and you're a female doing something that is
I'm a
unique.
woman. I'm a woman.
You are energy.
A whole woman.
A whole woman. Yes, you are energy. So, I feel like your energy should be shared properly. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
It should be shared properly.
That.
And I feel like from the Dream Warrior energy, and I didn't even know it was your flyers. It wasn't until they gave you the honor on the thing. I'm sitting there like, ding! Oh my goodness! Hell yeah! Thank you.
Listen to me.
My childhood just popped up.
So let me tell you about that too, because even the honor, when Phil from Canadian Black Music Archives asked me to come through, I just figured, okay, like you said, I'd see the stuff on the wall, and that they would talk about it. And when I got there, he was like, "You're going to be speaking." I was like, "Wait."
Ooh.
I was not expecting any of that, nor that the Toronto Archives, which is another pillar to our, Toronto itself that hip hop is now in, right? We have our own, but I think Toronto, having been honored within Toronto as well, just gives more power to us as a community, and remembering us and providing flowers for those before us and all of that. So, I mean, again, I'm not taking credit for the flyers. It is for the community. And TKO Sound, Chick Dynasty, Ron Nelson, definitely. Those are the people that, Sunshine Crew, I apologize. Those are the mans that did that for us, and I was able to benefit, and I went to a lot of those parties. But as I said, I didn't know that I was going to be truly up there and honored. Like, I was in shock. I had to get up there and be like, oh, okay, let me just speak. And I was like, I feel
like the organicness of that moment.
Well, I was nervous as hell.
Really made me feel like, regardless of how this night goes, I need to get you on this Blue Motherfucking Monday talking this energy. Because I don't feel like I need to tell you about where you're born, where you're coming from, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm not into that. No. My people are going to be like, listen, when you bringing her back in, what's the next topic?
Right. I'm in for it. No problem.
And to me, I don't feel like I really have to bring you back. I feel like you need to come through and just hold it down.
No problem. We'll talk after.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not getting rid of you yet. We got to do your speed round first.
Okay, no problem.
We got to do the speed round first.
I'm nervous.
No, you don't need to be nervous about that.
Okay.
Speed round.
Okay. Can I take a pass if I don't want to?
I'm gonna explain the speed round.
Okay.
Real quick. Okay, because the speed round now for Blue Motherfucking Monday brought to you by EQ Sound, EQ Sound Studios, and Down to Earth Podcast Network. All right, this is the speed round. It's brought to you. All right, this is Hip Hop Festival TO on the socials, folks, aka Ness to the world. Okay, so now as I roll this, I'm going to ask her these questions. Now, the rules of this is A, B, C, right? So I would say A, B, and then C would be an optional thing, right? Or you could make up your own, all right?
For the C.
For the C,
gotcha.
100%.
Gotcha.
These are random questions, so don't worry. They're not like off the wall craziness, but I gotta do this with my fans, so my fans understand you a little bit more.
No problem.
Okay, so
got you.
We're kicking off the first question. The first question is: are you A, cat, A, B, dog, C, other?
B.
You're a B. Doggy. Any specific dog breed you wanna say?
Probably a Chihuahua.
Wow. Wow. All right, next one.
Yeah.
If you get the chance, because it's transportation, to go anywhere in the world that you want to go to, this is just transportation there. Mm-hmm. All right? Are you A, flight, B, drive, or C, other?
I'm going to say C because I'd say combinations.
Combinations?
Yeah.
Right.
Combinations. Right. For sure.
So we're not saying ski-doos, we're not saying boats, and we're not saying like snowmobiles.
No. Like if I would take, if I wanted to, so I don't necessarily love to fly, but you got to fly.
I hear that. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
and
sure.
I used to drive to New York when I hit 18 up until my 30s, and so I'm a long.
So you're a veteran on the road.
Yeah, I'm a driver.
Yeah,
I'm an actual driver, and so I've slowed down now.
All right, hip hop community, we definitely have to hook her up.
But right? I would do a combo. I would do a boat ride to an island, absolutely. If it was fun and we were fun in the sun, I'm a beach baby, ocean baby. Yep.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question. As we want to find out a little bit more about you, Ness, and one of the CEOs of Hip Hop Festival TO, we're just trying to figure out what you'd like here. So when it comes to food now, A is healthy food, B is junk food, and when we said others for C, we went with fine cuisine as your Pacific food. If you feel to tell the world what your favorite food is, whatever, if it's healthy or not healthy, it's your favorite food, and that's what it is. That's what C will be. So again, like I'm gonna say, A is healthy, B is junk food, all right, and C is fine cuisine.
It's C, but with
Okay.
A and B. I mean, A and B. Because I'm getting older now, so as you get older, you have to change your diet. I can't even eat the same things I used to eat. You know what I mean? You gotta change it up.
On the time.
Yeah,
See,
you gotta
that's
change it
She's
up.
staying up to the time with the food question.
Yeah, you gotta change
I
it up
that.
a little bit, you know?
Like
So, and there's certain things we truthfully, as our own community, black community specifically, because we suffer with things like diabetes and things like that, the sugars, right? We should need to change. And though I love our West Indian food, some of it is just, it's a little team too much now, you know, or some stuff I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested in eating foot and no,
you might have to coin
feet.
that.
No.
Too much.
Yeah.
I like that. We might have to coin
Go
that.
ahead.
All right, we're gonna skip down to the next question.
Yes.
So, manual travel as a human being these days, right?
Yeah.
So we got A, skateboard, B, BMX bike, or C, roller skates or rollerblades.
Roller skates, 100%. C.
Yeah. It's been a while since I heard roller skates.
Roller skates.
Yeah.
I love roller skates over rollerblades.
It's been a minute.
Rollerblades are weird.
Now the questions are gonna get kind of tougher. So
no problem.
My last question is called a boss fight.
Yeah.
All right. Just letting you know. So we're not at the last question yet.
No problem.
Coming now to this second last question.
Sure.
All right. This is the tough one because
Go ahead, man.
If you had, I have to state the mojo for you so you understand it. This is what you want to do. So like if I had somebody who cared about you tied up somewhere and they had to answer this question, this is you're giving them the answer of the future.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Right now, this question is deep.
Yeah.
Are you A, home person, B, the barbecue vibe, that's B, or C, the club? Which
B.
one?
B.
The barbecue.
Yeah, I'm a limer. I'm Trinidad's love to lime. So barbecue it is. Yeah, I did the club thing. I did it. I can't.
So we know. Say
Yeah.
Hubby can have to answer that question. And life
What was
on
A?
the line.
What was A again?
A was home.
No, I'm
Stay
not.
home.
Yeah, no, my hubby is. He is. We are complete opposites.
I'm a stay homer.
Yeah, and I shout out to him because I have to say this, being in the industry and even before that, he allows me to go out, and I say that as respect to him because we've had to have conversations. Yeah, we had to actually, compromise and get it together. So I love him for that, and he's
15 welcome to come on the platform anytime
he
you want.
wouldn't say a word.
No doubt.
I'm the talker.
It's all good.
He wouldn't say a word.
Look at all that space
I
for
told
Toronto.
you opposites.
Toronto is not a fat guy. There's tons of space back behind the camera. It's all good.
So you got the right one. Okay, here we go. The second last question. Okay.
This one's a tough one. A lot of people don't want to be honest. You know what I mean? And I'm only finding out because of the comments.
Okay.
But here we go. Second last one.
And you're almost done rolling.
Yeah, I'm goofing around.
Hey.
So if we had a preferred drink, you're dying, coming out the desert, you've been in salt water too long, you need something. Now, A is water and B is alcohol.
So I don't drink alcohol. Gunshots.
So we already got the A.
No alcohol.
We already got the A.
No alcohol.
All right, so
this
is
is
the
my
final
vice.
question now.
This is my vice, people. Gangers, as I call it. Gangers.
All right, folks, this is the final question. This is what everybody tunes in for on my Blue Motherfucking Mondays.
Let's go.
The answer is going to be so you, and this will explain everything.
Let's go.
So the boss fight now.
Yes.
That's your task. That's the task that needs to either get done or you've already got it done. what I mean? It's a boss fight.
Okay.
So, you know, your answer is pivotal. It's either A, you get up and you go deal with the boss. And you're going to go fight this boss. Boss fight, you know what I mean? Got to go take on that task. Or B, you sleep in.
That's actually a really good question. Is there a C?
Well, I really don't like to give everybody a C, but since you're the second person to ask about a C, look at that. We're going to give you the C. So we'll say C is no matter what, when you wake up from this good rest and good day, yeah, you eventually got to go deal with the boss anyways. But there's your C right there.
C.
Yeah.
C and A, because I think if you need to take care of things, as you're saying, the boss fight, you must face it.
Yes.
And there's a difference, though, how you face it.
I'll go about facing it. This is why I state the question as a boss fight.
Yeah, that's it. You don't need to be guns blazing, but if you need something done or it needs to be rectified, absolutely, you should face everything. Everything. That's how you move on.
That was the speed round with Hip Hop Festival TO. That's the speed round. Okay? And you're going to end up doing it again when I interview again and again and again. Yes.
So every time?
Well, almost every time. Not all the time. I got to keep my people on their toes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because remember, we're live right now.
Right.
Who's not tuned in right now? For those who tune in after the fact,
thank you for tuning
in.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Feel free to get in the comments. I keep telling the folks that I'm more than welcome to reply back.
I'll answer any questions. Absolutely.
For sure. Yep. But we're gonna definitely be on a vibes here with the network. I'm gonna make sure Toronto and everybody's understanding that. Let's get it.
Yeah.
So please tell the world, how do they get a hold of you?
Perfect.
Your platform.
So
and how they get a hold of you.
Thank you again, guys. I appreciate both of you guys for the time, both of your energy, the conversation. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
And absolutely, we got to support each other. So you definitely can reach me at Hip Hop Festival TO, both for Facebook and Instagram. For X or it's called X now, right?
Yes.
That's hip hop. That's Hip Hop Fest. Email is the at business.
Don't worry, I'll put it in the details.
Okay.
I'll put it in the
Hip Hop
details.
Festival at outlook.com. I answer between 24 and 48 hours, but to reach me right away, definitely through Instagram.
Yeah.
The phone number, that's a no for me now.
No, you can contact us.
Yeah.
Contact us
Go
if
through
you're really
him,
that serious.
but you definitely can get me through Instagram for sure. Remember, I do the annual Hip Hop Festival. This year, it is going to be August 23rd, 2025. It is a free event. We'll have vendors. Like I said, I've partnered with Zuzu Media, and she is going to be bringing her mobile book library. I'm hoping you guys come through as well.
We will definitely check our mapping.
We definitely
and map
have to have you guys here. Support. People have supported me. They've supported me as I'm sitting here. I'm supporting them. That's how it works. It costs nothing to like somebody's picture.
True. And share some content.
Share it costs you nothing at all.
And you never know who it hits.
Right. I also host if you're looking for private parties, you're looking for events. I also have access to DJs as well. My niche is the annual Hip Hop Festival. This is my 4th year. I'm going to be continuing through. I hope that you can come through. This is family friendly. You can bring your barbecue. You can bring a blanket, take the lime, sit down and listen to some DJs. And we go from the 70s all the way through to this time.
Love it.
I thank you guys again. I appreciate you. Love.
We appreciate you because you're a representative of the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Straight
system has now just grown a little bit bigger.
Yes.
Yo, before we go, could you give Down to Earth Podcast a nice shout out before we go?
Of course, you got to watch Down to Earth Podcasts every Blue Monday. Give them a like, give them a share.
Thank you.
Support. Remember, they're doing this for Toronto. Big up. Right? Toronto's in the place.
Yes,
I love you guys. I know you guys love them. Support. Hashtag support. down to
earth.
bam, 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 bam.
But as always, I always have to end it like this. You done know, this is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message, nation. What?
Ba, ba, ba.
Yeah.